Another day of fucking nature therapy. Today my plan is, this is one gorge. There's another gorge with a larger falls. I'm going to see if I can see the falls. Don't know how much of a hike that involves. And, sorry, I had to social distance. It was harshing my mellow a little bit. But, like, can you just even... So last night, in true survivalist fashion, instead of car camping, paid $180 for a jacuzzi room. Just cuz. And I gotta say, it was glorious, but wow, look at that. Fuck. I can't vlog when shit like that's going on. Way better view. Look at that view. So I got my next load, and it's heading to Iowa. Not going through Minneapolis, thankfully. I can go around that shit. But I am gonna miss being out here in the wilderness. Not that these other states don't have wilderness to offer, but not like this. Definitely not like this. Like, even from New York and the Adirondacks, which is pretty wildernessy, it's just, it doesn't compare to, you know, for, it wasn't cheap to come here. You know, even if you take the hotel out of the mix, there's a lot of driving, definitely a lot of driving. You're going to spend money on gas, so you want something fuel efficient if you're going to come out here. You definitely want something fuel efficient if you're going to come out here. And I'm not sure what the camping prices are because for some stupid fucking reason, you can't camp here. Yet you can gather in groups and do the loop. But you can't, like, remote wilderness camp or... I don't know. I didn't check to see if I could get a permit because guess what? The visitor center was closed. You know? And I would have camped instead of spending money on a hotel, but I figured at least I could do is... Because the town that... The tourist town that's supported by this, you know, is struggling to open, it looks like. So I figured I'd get their expensive room, you know, participate in their economy. But you don't have to do all of that. You could theoretically get a backpacking permit and come here in a car. And once it is fully open, that is. Right now it's just open for day use. And I don't think you're allowed to park overnight in any of the pull-offs. So this is Gibbon Falls, by the way. So, like, I can't emphasize enough that although it is a pain in the ass to get here, there are airports if flying's your thing. I do think there is an airport at that Yellowstone town, but it's probably expensive because it's probably a certain flight you got to take. Or you can fly to, I forget the name, Bozeman, Montana, which is only about 2 hours from here of a drive, and then you can rent a car like I did and come down. In fact, that's the town I've been staying in for my truck. And other than that, you don't even need to be a hiker to enjoy this. You know, it helps. But this is just that I decided to just do, because I have such a limited amount of time, to just do the driving route as opposed to some of the longer hikes and the backwoods trails. Not to mention I'm ill prepared for that. Like, I don't have bear spray. You guys have been screaming I should get fucking bear spray. And I don't have any bear spray or even a knife. All I got is my selfie stick and some food to throw to the bear so that he runs for the food. And then I just slowly walk away. That's my theory on how I'm going to deal with a bear if I encounter one. I heard people talking. They encountered a bear yesterday. They were like, "Oh my God, I didn't know. I thought he was going to come for us." You got to understand that although they are wild animals, I'm pretty sure based on what I've seen, they're probably used to people. I know the fucking bison are. They just walk around like, "I don't give a fuck about you. You know, this is my house. Go take care of it, motherfucker, or I'll run over you, or I'll stand out in the road and wait for you to hit me with your car." It's definitely 2 thumbs up. I will be back here. I will come back here and camp when it's fully open. This isn't my last trip to Yellowstone for sure, because I know I'm not seeing the whole thing on this trip. It's only like a day and a half of shit. You know, I literally got to do this. Or there's a spring, the most active fucking geyser area supposedly is the next stop up ahead. And then I want to go to the Grand Canyon of Yellowstone and see what that looks like. That might be the longest hike of the day. Hopefully the weather holds out. So we'll see. We'll see what I can do. And then I gotta drive the 3 hours to get back to where I parked the truck, turn the fucking rental car in, and then back to work. Although this load they gave me is 4 days for 1,300 miles, I can kind of pace myself and try and enjoy life a bit. I do get to pass through Rapid City, South Dakota again. I don't know if I'm going to take full advantage of that or not. It depends on how things are looking when that time comes. I'm also going through Sioux Falls. And I think I'm just taking 90 across, just shy of Minneapolis is where I'll cut down to Iowa. So we'll see. We'll see what I can do. I'm definitely gonna sit down and eat in a restaurant when I'm in South Dakota, probably a couple times, and figure that shit out. It's gonna be fun. To the next destination. And for those of you who are waiting for me to go back to keto, I'm sorry I'm fat. I failed you. I'll get back. I just need the truck to be set up. And that involves buying an $800 fucking refrigerator that is efficient. Some social distancing going on ahead. It's great. I'm sure they're all together. Yeah, they all came here in a bus. Dangerous ground. In thermal areas, the ground may only be a thin crust above boiling hot springs or scalding mud. There is no way to guess a safe path. New hazards can bubble up overnight, and some pools are acidic enough to burn through boots. More than a dozen people have been scalded to death, and hundreds badly burned and scarred. Yeah. So we're going to do the Back Basin Loop, 1.6 miles, where I hopefully don't get scalded and burned to death, or have my boots melted by acid, or get stung by murder hornets while all of that happens at the same time. That's kind of how the world is going. And then somebody will chuck a brick at me while I'm writhing in pain. Oh, shit. Look at this. That's a fucking picture right there. Yeah. Let's make that happen. I can feel the heat coming from this. It's pretty intense. I wonder what makes it blue. Must be the acid makes it blue. This makes me happy. Love it. One of you commented, pointing out all the dangers that I point out. I verbalize them on purpose because I want people to realize that nature is no joke. Nature will fuck you up. But some of you pointed out, how can you relax? How do you find this relaxing when you could be scalded to death or get mauled by a bear or run over by a bison or stung by a fucking hornet or, all of the fucking things that nature can do to you? It's the exhilaration of it. You feel way more alive here. I mean, you feel alive here because there's no Walmart. There's no riots. There's no politics. There's no stress other than the occasional times when nature beats the fuck out of you. But the thing is when it does that, you may be a little bit miserable during those times, and I can tell you, it's definitely not fun when nature kicks your ass. As you saw when it rained, I was just like, fuck. And it could probably happen again today. I brought my raincoat this time, but, you just gotta roll with the punches, because after you survive nature, you get this level of perseverance, I overcame that. It's so hard to overcome shit. in regular life. You know, it's so difficult because so many people have power and influence over us. And the thing that is relaxing about coming out into nature when your cell phone signal disappears and you get out, especially in the more remote areas away from people, you feel totally, you feel like freedom, a level of freedom that you don't get to feel in the normal civilized America, especially now. No one out here is going to oppress you. No one out here is going to say anything to you, really. Even when you do encounter people, they're usually doing the same thing you are, and as long as you're not a dick, you're probably going to be okay. Not to say that there aren't bad people in nature, but per square mile, it's a hell of a lot less likely to encounter a psychotic piece of shit out here than in your nearest major city. So, you know, these are things that is why I find this relaxing, exhilarating, and there's just something about being out here that replenishes you. I mean, your microbiome gets replenished out here. You're exposed to all kinds of natural, untainted bacteria and shit getting into your system and making it healthy, boosting your immune system. You're getting vitamin D, which helps with depression, helps with anxiety. And just the sounds are peaceful. Like right now, there's like some birds chirping and shit as I walk down a boardwalk through a field of pines near a deadly volcano that'll end the world at some point. But you know, it's the feeling of it. It's the awe of it. You don't feel like a cog in a machine out here. You know, you feel kind of, I don't know, more in tune with what's going on, more, it's hard to, I can't put it into words because I'm not as clear, I don't have keto clarity right now, but, you know, you feel more like you're a part of nature, you know, more like a symbiotic relationship as opposed to one that's disjointed. Because when you're living in big cities and you're doing big city shit, you are definitely working against nature. Out here, you have to work with nature or you die. And it's really that simple. We've overcome nature in a lot of cities, but out here, nature's the boss. You know, there could be a bear, there could be, you know, all kinds of shit. And if it happens, it happens. You know, I don't worry about it. I don't spend my life in fear. I don't know if you've noticed that. I didn't get afraid of the coronavirus. I am afraid of the riots, though. And I'll avoid that shit as much as I can. But I'm not afraid of being on top of the biggest super volcano in North America. It's probably in this hemisphere. And I'm just not going to be afraid, because when you let fear control your life, you don't experience this stuff. You don't feel alive. You shut yourself away. You hide in your house with a mask on, going, hey, I can't go out there. I might die. Well, I'm here to show you. That's why I don't fear the coronavirus, because out here, I might die. There's probably a greater chance of me dying here than of getting COVID-19. In fact, I'm almost positive of that. But I'm still out here. I'm still doing the things that I want to do to feel alive, to feel good. And if I didn't get to do this in today's current fucking world, I'd be a mess. I'd be a complete fucking insane mess if I didn't get to do this. And if you're struggling mentally, start getting into nature if you're not already. You know, it's a temporary Band-Aid, because once you get back out there, you're going to find that you're gonna slowly get back to stress and anxiety and misery. So you have to do this repeatedly. It's not like you went into the woods and now you're good for a month. It doesn't really work that way. So what do we got here? This looks fucking serious here. This is Steamboat Geyser, the world's tallest active geyser. Unpredictable, infrequent major eruptions of more than 300 feet. Last major eruption was on May 23rd, 2020. Frequent minor eruptions. So, this is the other famous geyser of Yellowstone. Steamboat Geyser. Wouldn't it be great if nature gave me a bone here? Come on. Let's see it pop. It's smoking a lot. Yeah. This is quite a nice little boardwalk hike. Uh-oh. I hear kids running. It's more dangerous than bears. So I think after travel costs of getting to Montana, you can experience all of this depending on what you need for comfort for your overnight stay. But if you're car camping or backpacking, once it's open for that, you can probably experience all of this for less than $200. If you got a Prius, you can probably do it for under $100. And yeah, I think I might do a cross-country Prius trip at some point where I fully get immersed in this for a couple weeks. I'd have to give up my truck to do something like that. You're allowed to take 30 days personal leave a year, so I'll probably do something like that. Hello.
Hello.
Cistern Spring. Hot springs create different water temperature environments for living things. Brown, orange, and green colors represent species of visible algae and bacteria. So there's some bacteria in there and shit. And acid. Not the trippy kind, but the kind that melts your boots. Oh, sulfur smell. Veteran Geyser. I have to double back to get to this one. It's like sizzling. How is grass growing in this? It's a steam vent or a geyser. I'll never get over the boiling sound. It literally sounds like a pot of water oil overboiling. This is a geyser. It's called Puffin' Stuff Geyser. Because you hear it puffing. Puff, puff, give. Puff, puff, give. Puff, puff, give, motherfucker. Let's see a geyser. I haven't seen a geyser pop off yet. Come on, I know you wanna. I am curious though if this does go off. At the angle it looks like, I'm pretty sure it would melt me on the boardwalk. I mean, what if it suddenly decided to do like a 150-foot geyser right here? I mean, you don't know. You never know. Ugh. That one's huge. Green Dragon Spring. I'm sure that these boards protect me from the volcano. I feel, oh my god, look at that. That is fucking spectacular. I need to get some pictures of that. The steam is ridiculous. Like I'm gonna smell like sulfur when I leave. Blue mud steam vent. It's not very blue. Seems like around every corner there's a view here. Well, I'm gonna finish this place up and head to the next. I want to catch the gorge before I have to leave Yellowstone. And it's getting afternoonish. Need to be back by 8 o'clock tonight, but still I don't want to chance being late with the car rental getting back. And plus it'll be interesting to see if my truck's still there and not broken into and looted. But, you know, I don't think that happens in Montana. And shit. Another good day. And the weather has been spectacular. Ooh! Ooh, there's a fucking... I don't know if you can see it. Guys are erupting over there. And another one over there looks like getting ready to. That one's popping though. I don't know which one that is. Those two people are like, I don't care about burning to death. I'll walk right up to the sputtering, steaming, boiling, acidic water. Still going. Maybe I'll get over there before it's done. I was wondering when I was going to see one pop. It's a matter of luck. Right place, right time. Kind of glad I got there late because there was like a huge group of kids there. We'll get there. Come on, don't stop popping. I think it's going like Ron Jeremy. Don't go over there. Don't be stupid. What are you doing? Still going. Vixen Geyser. How's it going? Looks like another geyser's popping up ahead. That dude was just taking a selfie next to a pool of acid. He didn't die. It's all good. Wow. That's pretty spectacular there. I don't know if I want to walk through it all though. Because I've only got so much in the towers in the day. There's a geyser erupting off on the other side over there. But I do want to get to the waterfalls though.
That, the general area, like
What is the training? What do you have to know to go off it?
So it's hazardous ground, so you have to go with a archaeologist and do certain hours of training out in these areas. What do we need to do?
How do I get back to the parking lot? So it's okay for groups of 30 come down the trail and crowd me while I'm standing in my spot. Not okay to camp though. I don't get it. Government is stupid.
Oh, I want to take a picture. You guys walk away.
I mean, a lot of people are arguing about the protests and crowds. Just open it all up. I mean, really. Oh shit. Holy fuck. And it's starting to rain. And shit. But this is definitely a pretty spectacular falls. Decided to break out the Sony for this one. Shit. See if I can not bounce off a cliff. How's it going? The only downside of this particular place is there's a fuck ton of people. Like a metric fuck ton of people. And shit. So I'm trying to follow this trail, see if I can get to that lower overlook that I saw. Apparently there's another trail that goes to the base of the falls, but it's closed. because it's got snow on it. So it's covered with snow and shit, which sucks. Winter's over, isn't it? I know, I'm in the mountains. This is fucking great though. Definitely worth it. I'm glad I gave up that other section to do this. 3 hikers just walked by me and they pulled their face masks up as they went past. But after what I've seen today, I'm just like, really? Some people are still scared of the virus as they walk alongside a narrow path alongside of a massive cliff that could kill you. But let's pull our mask up. I know, I'm being a dick. I can't help it. At this point, I'm completely over the COVID-19 bullshit. Just saying, what do we got here? Eroded and decomposed rhyolite lava rock. Width varies from 1,500 to 4,000 feet. Depth varies from 750 to 1,200 feet. Off-trail travel prohibited, as in, please don't go there, because that might be death. And you know what? I think I'm gonna heed this sign. I think it is definitely there for my own protection. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Got a reprieve from the rain finally. Fucking mosquitoes and shit. It's definitely worth the trip. Definitely. I'm gonna be sad to leave. Like, there's still like 5 other points of interest that I haven't gone to on the drive tour. Not to mention all the little hikes and the camping and stuff. I'm bummed that there's no camping. I would have loved to have camped here last night instead of the hotel, though I did enjoy the hotel. I gotta be careful vlogging here. I mean, this is a little, this ain't no joke. Definitely one of the better sections of the park here. Like, I mean, of all the shit I've seen here, this is ridiculously cool. Overpopulated, but ridiculously cool. So, let's, I mean, it looks like it's on the trail, right? Oh my God, look at that. Yeah, it's, I'm living on the edge right here, that's for sure. I had to use my phone because my Osmo's charging. It's pretty epic. Wow. Fucking rain. So we had a full-on thunderstorm.
You can see the rain is there.
Yeah, there's no point looking up.
So we got fucking hail, and I'm under a pine tree taking shelter. Basically, when in a situation when it's sporadic like this, you can simply shit. I'm gonna shit on my fucking lens here. Hold on. When it's sporadic like this, you can find a pine tree and kind of chill under it, and it'll keep you kind of dry. And then you just wait for it to pass, and there's some mean clouds still coming this way, but it'll probably pass soon. And shit. I'm gonna make my way down. I got one more stop on this hike, and that's down at the lower overlook, underlook, medium look, or something. So I got a little bit of a break in the rain, but getting caught in the rain here sucks. I've got 2 hours left, so this is my last section before I start driving back. So I do want to eat dinner somewhere on the way back. Hello. All right. No problem. I will say this coat I'm wearing, which was a gift to me from my mother, is working pretty well. It's kept me warm. It's kept me dry. I don't know about my backpack, if that's dry. I will say at least the rain has thinned the crowd a little bit. So this is going to be a pain in the balls to go back up. It's like switchbacks all the way. No problem. I love these little instant waterfalls that happen when it rains. That's a picture. I should have got the Osmo Pocket out, but I'm actually thinking this camera is getting the job done, considering the amount of rain that's falling on it. I am hiding it in my coat when it gets really rainy, but I'm getting my workout today, because when I go back up this, thankfully it didn't get slippery with the storm and shit. It's kind of a precarious little trail here, and there's a lot of people, so you kind of like, you're gonna get to points where you might not have enough room, and then you got to make that judgment call. Do you hug the rock wall, or do you go for the cliff? You know, what kind of are you, a rock wall person or a cliff person? Depends. If I think they look like an asshole, I'll take the wall. I just can't get over it. I'm wondering if I should stick with this camera from my Sony lineup, or get that new ZV-1 that's smaller. This one has more bells and whistles, but this one's $2,000 versus $800 for the same size sensor. Sorry, I got nerdy. I do that sometimes. This is, yeah, this is a lot of switchbacks. I'm gonna burn about 3,000 calories going back up this motherfucker later. I'm hoping it doesn't rain again. If it does, it looks like there's a lot of tree cover here, so it might be all right. But the downside with tree cover, oh, chipmunk. The downside with tree covers is once it gets saturated, it doesn't matter anymore. But I think these clouds are broken enough to where you can use it. Where'd that motherfucker go? This is like the 10th switchback. Pretty sure this is the biggest canyon I've ever seen. Or the biggest gorge. Is it a gorge or a canyon? I always thought if it was a river, it was a gorge. It's very muddy. No, my shoes are caked in mud. I'm not smart. Look at this. Wow. It's a little slippery. I totally am leaving like muddy footprints all the way down this boardwalk. I mean, they'll wash away, but still, it's kind of funny. And it's gonna rain again. And I found a dry spot here. But it might rain a while. This is no joke here. I stopped partially because it's a huge elevation change, and it's like pouring rain, and I'm in a dry spot, like underneath pine trees and shit. So I have to conceal my camera and my coat. It's okay to get a little wet, but getting soaked and wet, that don't work out very well. So, and my phone's waterproof, so I'm not worried about that. But. So I think from here on out, if I have any updates to my quest to get up the fucking hill, which okay, it'll all be shot with my phone going forward. Made it back to the top just in time for the hail. It's great. I only had 2 grabbers, a large fry and a medium mixed stroke. Nature's like, oh, by the way, I ain't gonna let you forget. Oh, is this a dry spot for the hail? No, it's not. Fuck. I found a dry spot underneath this. At least it feels dry. It's drier than over there. I'm about a quarter mile from my vehicle. And that'll be the end of this adventure. If you like my adventures, please like and subscribe, because I plan on doing a lot more of these whenever trucking allows me to. Turns out trucking is bankrolling it for me, and it's getting me there without any, cost to travel other than renting a car when I find a place I want to go. And I'm gonna start trying to see what it like if I can rent a bigger car or an SUV or something, so that I can car camp when I do this kind of stuff and save money on hotels, since I'm experienced with that. And I think I have a minimalist kit that I could put together for car camping. Alright, how much longer do I have to wait? I don't think I can wait much longer. Like, I'm leaning up against this tree. This tree is my fucking friend. It's like an umbrella. I have no idea if my fucking camera gear is alright either. It's I haven't even fucked with it. Like, I'm pretty sure it's soaked. The GH5 is exposed inside the backpack, so if there's any water leaking into it, it's getting in there. I've got my Osmo Pocket charging on a battery pack in there. So, yeah. It just goes to show it's not all sunshine and fucking rainbows in nature. I'm still enjoying the fuck out. This is an adventure and a half. You know, I haven't had an adventure like this in a long time. Please head to scottthetruckdriver.com, subscribe to my free email list. And if you want to meet up with me in places like this or have coffee somewhere, that's going to be where I announce my next stop. And sometimes these videos are 2-3 days behind. Like I've already left by the time you watch this. And that's if I didn't die here. And oh, shit. My alarm to get the fuck out of here just went off. So, I might be running in the rain here. It's pouring so bad right now, though. Have a nice motherfucking day and shit. Seen my first bear. Jesus, you'd think the bear was a fucking celebrity. Shit. I think he's gone. He was just a little bear. But damn, it's like everybody's, let's stop and get out and hang out with the bear. What if it was a big grizzly motherfucker? He took your ass out. That was one of the things on my list, though. I didn't think I was going to see a bear. I saw a bear. I wish I would have been able to do more while I was here, but you know. Hey, bear. Have a nice motherfucking day and shit.